Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathasala. I am Dr. P. Nagaraj from Anna University, Chennai. Today we are going to talk on module function of carbohydrates from the paper structure and function of biomolecules. So in case of carbohydrate function, which is very important role play in our body, especially it is act as a bilayer, protein layer and N-linked glycopeptides and proteins, and very important properties, it is act as a energy supply, means whatever body required energy that we can getting from the burning of carbohydrates. This is a major function or major role of carbohydrates in our body. Apart from that, today objective we are going to study role and significance of carbohydrates, again further monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, polysaccharides. Apart from that, the glycoconjugates, which is proteins which is attached to the carbohydrate and function, that also we are going to study in details. And carbohydrates protein interactions, that is another class of applications or importance of carbohydrate that we can study in details today lectures. And glycoside formation, nothing but 2 units of glucose molecule combined together will give glycosides, that is always O glycosides. Alpha or beta OH groups of cyclic monosaccharides can form link with another one. Glycosidic bond may be O linkage, either may be alpha or beta, with elimination of water will produce oxygen bridge between 2 sugar unit. Glycosidic bond, the type is based on the position of C1OH alpha glycosidic bond. Linkage between C1 alpha OH and C4OH will give bond, especially in case of beta glycosidic bond. The linkage between C1 beta OH and C4OH will give glycosidic bond. That is, alpha or beta depend upon the sugar having C1 hydroxy group, which is axial hydroxy group, which will give alpha, whereas in case of equatorial hydroxy group will give beta head bond. Glycosidic bonds shown in the picture, where alpha bonds, both the linkage between both monomer unit via alpha linkage, whereas beta bond means both the monomer link via beta linkage. In case of alpha beta both two, means vice versa, or in case both beta structure or beta linkage also possible between 2 sugar unit. Glycosidic bond, generally the hydroxy group will alpha or beta type of carbon 1 or first sugar will link with carbon of second sugar, either at 4th position or 6th position. It will bring C as a ether linkage bond. So we work through the next few examples, we can come to know what is glycosidic bond. The sugar either in alpha or beta based on the form of remaining C1OH groups. Beta maltose is another class of disaccharide, where the alpha D-glucose linked with beta D-glucose will produce this kind of beta maltose, which is present in the malt sugar, not very common in nature except germinating grains. Alpha D-glucose and beta D-glucose via 1,4 linkage will give beta maltose. It is referred to as beta maltose because the unreacted C1 on beta D-glucose is in the beta position, and that is very important, because coming between 2 sugar unit, the linkage between 2 sugar unit which is alpha in nature, whereas one sugar having free OH group, that is C1 position, that is looks like means which is present in beta form. So that is why this entire disaccharide, which is called beta maltose, because of the active C1 hydroxy group present in beta position. Beta maltose, uses of beta maltose, which is ingredient in infant formulas, protection of beer and flavoring fresh baked aroma. It is hydrolyzed in the body using maltase as an enzyme. Maltose in presence of water, the catalyst by maltase will give 2 units of glucose, which is also known as enzymatic hydrolysis. Cellobiose is another class of complex carbohydrate or disaccharide, which is similar to maltose. It is composed of 2 molecules of D-glucose but with beta 1,4 linkage. That is very important between one sugar unit and other sugar unit. The linkage between two sugar unit, which is beta in nature, whereas the next sugar C1 position, the free hydroxy group present on the beta position of C1 carbon. That is the structure of cellobiose. Cellobiose, the difference in the linkage result in cellobiose being unusable, lack an enzyme that can hydrolyze cellobiose. That means hydrolysis of these two disaccharide, there is no enzyme available currently. In case of maltose, alpha 1,4 linkage present between two sugar unit, whereas cellobiose, beta 1,4 linkage present in between two sugar unit. That is the difference between these two. One is alpha, another one is beta. For beta, there is no enzyme found for hydrolysis. Therefore, cellobiose is more hydrolytically stable than maltose. Lactose, which is another class of disaccharide, also known as milk sugar. The dimer of beta-D galactose and either in alpha or beta-D glucose. So beta lactose, which is again having beta-D galactose and beta-D glucose. So the beauty is here, the galactose molecules, the C1 beta OH group, which is linked via another glucose unit C4, so which is beta 1,4 linkage beta disaccharide. The free D-glucose having C1 beta OH group as a free, so which is known as beta disaccharide. Lactose is another class of disaccharide where two molecules of monosaccharide attach together to give lactose. We can't directly use galactose as a human consumption. It must be converted to form of glucose. Galactosemia, the absence of needed enzyme needed for conversions. That kind of enzyme like a galactosemia is the enzyme which can convert galactose to glucose. That kind of enzyme which is not available in our body, so it's very difficult to use galactose directly to our human consumptions. Buildup of galactose or metabolite like dulcitol, or also known as galactitol, causes toxic effect in our human health. It can lead to retardations, cataracts, death, etc. if you use directly to galactitol in our body. Lactose. Lactose is another class of disaccharide. Lactase enzyme required to hydrolyze the lactose. Lactose intolerance is nothing but is a phenomena. Lack or insufficient amount of the enzyme. So this enzyme lactase is required to hydrolyze the lactose. If the enzyme level is very less, that time this is called lactose intolerance. If lactase enters lower, it can cause gas and cramps. So this enzyme is very important to hydrolyze lactose to 2 units of simple carbohydrate unit. The sucrose, again 2 units of 2 carbohydrate, one is a pentose, another one is hexose, linked via alpha 1,2 linkage. Sucrose, also known as table sugar, most common sugar in all plants, and sugarcane and beet are up to 20% by mass sucrose. Disaccharide of D-glucose and D-fructose. So both D-glucose and D-fructose linked via 1,2 linkage, ether linkage, which is sucrose, which is again not reducing sugar, which is non-reducing sugar because of there is no free hydroxy group available at C1 position of either of the both 2 unit of monosaccharide. The structure of glucose unit and fructose unit. linked between these two via ether linkage, which is alpha in nature. Cow sweet and the lactose, which is 0.16. In case of galactose, it's a 0.32, maltose 0.3, and sucrose, which is a 1, fructose 1.7, and aspartame 180, and saccharin is 450. So this is the rate of sweetness to sugar. This aspartame and saccharin are artificial sugar, rest of them are naturally abundant sugars. Naturally abundant sugar, out of that the fructose, which is having the very high sweetness value like 1.73, compared to that one the artificial sweetener or artificial sweetening agents like aspartame and saccharin having very high sweetness values. So very important class of carbohydrates, which is a polysaccharides. Carbohydrate which is exists as a polymer in naturally occurring materials, especially storage polysaccharides. It can act as a energy storage. Starch and glycogens are examples of energy storage polysaccharides. In care of structural polysaccharides are used to provide protective walls or lubricative coatings to cells and cellulose. Mucopolysaccharides are belongs to this kind of examples. It will act as a protecting agents. And third category, which is structural peptidoglycans, that is bacterial cell wall, which is made up of polysaccharides. And another very important class of polysaccharide, which is a starch, everybody knows. The energy storage used by plants, the plant material, whatever energy which is stored in the form of starch. Example, you can take potato which is fully contain starch molecules. The starch polymer or polysaccharide, which is made up of monomer, which is alpha D glucose, which is a repeating unit. It will make starch. The starch chain may contain up to 4000 units of monosaccharide. And two types of starch which is available or possible. One is amylose, another one is amylopectin. In case of amylose, the straight chain which is be there in the polymer chain, there is no branched chain. A major form of starch which is amylose, and another one is amylopectin, which is having branched chains. In case of amylose, what will happen? Two sugar unit linked via alpha 1 to 4 linkage. In case of amylopectin, 1 to 6 branching chain also will be there. That is the difference between these two form of starch. Amylose, also known as a starch. Straight chain that forms coils, alpha 1,4 linkage, most common type of starch. That means the structure which is a straight chain, both two units of monosaccharide which is linked via alpha 1,4 linkage will produce trisaccharide via it will make polysaccharide. Amylose starch, example showing coiled structure, 12 glucose units, hydrogen and side chains are omitted. So simply the molecule looks like a straight chain unit only throughout the polysaccharide unit. Amylopectin, another class of starch again, which is not only main chain, which is also having the branched chain of units. So the main chain having alpha 1,4 linkage, whereas in case of the branched chain having alpha 1,6 linkage at cross linking. So this will make this complex carbohydrate more strengthened compared to amylopectin, which is relatively more stable hydrolytically as well as strength also very high in case of compared to amylose. The glycogen is a complex carbohydrate which is normally mostly abundant in case of animals, which is used as an energy storage of animals, stored in liver and muscles as granules, similar to amylopectin. That means the linkage between two sugar unit, which is alpha 1 to 6 linkage at cross link. So glycogen nothing but we are consuming food, that food converted to glucose which is converted to glycogen and stored in the adipose tissues. Whenever it's required, it will come back and it will produce glucose unit. That glucose undergo hydrolysis to give energy as well as water CO2. This is a cellulose. It's a complex carbohydrate with most abundant polysaccharide. The linkage between two sugar units, which is beta 1,4 glycosidic linkage, results in long fibers for plant structure. The stability and structural information mainly based on the cellulose, again which is having beta 1,4 linkage. Mucopolysaccharide is another class of polysaccharides. These materials provide a thin, viscous, jelly-like coating to cells. The most abundant form is hyaluronic acids, which is shown here. Again, the linkages beta 1,4 and beta 1,3 nature will produce alternating units of N-acetylglucosamines and D-glucuronic acid. Again, structural peptidoglycans. Bacterial cell walls are composed primarily of unbranched polymer of alternating units N-acetylglucosamine and N-acetyluramic acids. Peptide crosslinks between the polymer strands provide extra strength, varies based on bacteria. Cross-linking between two units also makes more comfort zone of the molecules. Glycoproteins is another class of proteins which is involved glycoside linkage. Proteins that carry covalently bound carbohydrate units. That means carbohydrate units which is bound inside the protein molecules. They have many biological functions as a collectively glycoproteins, especially which is act as a immunological protections. That means immune protection will be there, and apart from that, cell recognition. You can recognize the cell, and also which is used for blood clotting. That is very important phenomena. If your blood is not clot, then you may loss of blood, we will get to die. And host pathogen interactions. So this kind of protein involved, which is glycoproteins, the protein bound glycoside, which is responsible for this kind of function. Glycoprotein structure, normally carbohydrates only accounts for 1 to 30% of the total weight of the glycoproteins. That means rest of the 70% or more than 70%, which is a protein, and glycoprotein is a very small amount of carbohydrate which is present in the glycoproteins. The most common monosaccharides are glucose and galactose, sialic acids, mannose, fucose, N-acetylgalactosamines and N-acetylglucosamines. These are all the major or commonly available monosaccharide which is present in the glycoprotein molecules. Glycoprotein structure, again linkage sugar to proteins, O-glycosidic bond using hydroxy group of serine and threonine, which is again amino acid. That amino acid can link with sugar portion, you will get glycoproteins. Out of that, N-glycosidic bond also possible using side chain as amide nitrogen of asparagine residues. So that is amino acid which is having amino group that may combine with the sugar will make N-linked glycoproteins or glycopeptides, whereas in case of oxygen which is present in the amino acid will make O-linked glycopeptide or O-linked glycoproteins. Next is glycoconjugates. Introduction to glycoconjugates, glycoproteins, glycosylations, proteoglycans. These are 4 different things we can study in details. Introduction to glycoconjugates. Glycoconjugates are compounds that result from covalent linkage of carbohydrate molecules to both protein and lipids. That is the difference. Glycoconjugate means carbohydrate unit linked with both protein and lipid. That will give glycoconjugate. They have profound effect on the functions of individual cells as well as cell-cell interactions of multicellular organism. That is important function of glycoconjugate. The another one is 2 classes of carbohydrates, protein conjugates, glycoproteins and proteoglycans, 2 types. The glycolipids, oligosaccharide containing lipid molecule, are found predominantly on the outer surface of plasma membrane. In case of glycoproteins, the glycoproteins carbohydrate chains are highly diverse. They are formed glycosylations and classified into 2 groups. One is N-linked oligosaccharides and O-linked oligosaccharides. The N-linked oligosaccharides have minimum of 5 sugar residues. That means that N-linked having 5 sugar unit, the monomer which will involve in the structure is 5 unit, whereas N-linked attached to a polypeptide by N-glycosidic bonds with a chain amide group of amino acids and asparagines. This is very very important. Asparagine of amino acid, that amino group which is responsible for N-linked oligosaccharides, and in case of O-linked oligosaccharides are generally short of 1 to 4 sugar unit. In N-linked what we have seen 5 sugar unit will be there, whereas in case of O-linked there is 1 to 4 minimum number of sugar unit available. In case of O-linked are attached to polypeptides by the side chain hydroxyl group of amino acid serines or threonine in polypeptide chains or hydroxyl group of membrane lipids. Glycosylations again is the phenomena of process or result of addition of saccharides to proteins and lipids. This is what glycosylation. You take proteins or lipid, you add sugar and make it a molecule. That is called glycosylations. The process plays an important role in the synthesis of membrane and secreted proteins. That is very very important. Membrane, cell membrane, which can be produced via glycosylation reactions. Majority of proteins synthesized in the rough air undergo glycosylations. It is an enzyme directed site specific process. That means the reaction carried out by enzyme. Its particular site or specific place only the reaction may happen. It won't happen all the places. Two types of glycosylation exist. One is N-linked glycosylations to an amide nitrogens, asparagine side chains, or O-linked glycosylation to the hydroxyl oxygen of serine or threonine side chains. Glycosylations may play a role in cell-cell adhesions, mechanism employed by cells to the immune system as well. The function of glycoproteins are asparagine-linked carbohydrates, mucin type carbohydrates. The function: many glycoproteins have a structural function constituent of the cell wall, form connective tissues such as collagen, found in gastroenteric muscle secretions, used as a protective agents, and lubricants found abundantly in the blood plasma. The human blood groups A, B, AB and O depend on the oligosaccharide part of the glycoproteins on the surface of erythrocyte cells. The terminal monosaccharides of the glycoproteins at the non-reducing end determine blood groups. Blood groups type: terminal sugars. In case of A blood groups, which is having N-acetyl galactosamine as a terminal sugar unit, whereas in case of blood group B, which is having alpha D galactose. In case of blood group AB, having both N-acetyl galactosamines and alpha D galactose, both two together. In case of O, neither of the above, nothing will be there, or universal donor. In case of AB is the universal acceptor. Oligosaccharides are antigenic determinants. Carbohydrates on cell surface are immunochemical markers. ABO blood groups antigens are oligosaccharide components of glycoproteins and glycolipids on the surface of individual cells besides blood cells. Individuals with type A cells have antigens on their cell surface and carry anti-B antibodies. Those with type B cells which bear B antigens carry anti-A antibodies. Those type AB cells which have both A and B antigens carry neither anti-A nor anti-B antibodies. Type O individuals whose cells bear neither antigens carry both A and anti-B antibodies. Transfusion of type A blood groups into a type B individuals results in anti-A, antibody A antigen reactions. These reactions clumps together to transfuse the erythrocytes, resulting in a often fatal blockage of blood vessels. Function of glycoproteins. Carbohydrates and proteins by themselves serve in a vast number of biological functions, linking together results of macromolecules with an extremely large number of functions. That means 2-3 molecules aggregate together will make a very big molecule or macrocycle molecules that will have huge impact on the functions. Structure: glycoproteins are found throughout matrices. They act as receptors on cell surface that bring together cells and proteins together, giving strength and support to the matrix. It is act as a function as well as it is act as a support material. In nerve tissues, glycoproteins are abundant in gray matter and appear to be associated with synaptosomes, axons and microsomes, and also act as a protections. So it is act as a support and it is act as a protecting and it is functioning many functions. These three very important properties. In case of protection, human lacrimal glands produces a glycoproteins which protects the corneal epithelium from desiccations and foreign particles. Human sweat glands segregate glycoproteins which protect the skins from the other excretory products that could harm the skins. That is the beauty. It will secrete some chemicals that will deposit on our skin. So other chemical or other unwanted things which does not create any problem or harm to our skin. Such how it acts as a protecting agent also. Functions of glycoproteins. Prothrombin, thrombin and fibrinogens are all glycoproteins that play an intricate role in the blood clotting mechanism. In certain bacteria, the similar layer that surrounds the outermost component of cell walls are made up of glycoproteins of high molecular weight. In addition to forming these S layers, glycoproteins also function as bacterial flagella. These are made up of bundles of glycoproteins protruding from the cell surface. Their rotations provides propulsions. In plants, the glycoproteins have a role in cell wall formations, tissue differentiations, and embryogenesis. Reproductions, glycoproteins found on the surface of spermatozoa appears to increase sperm cells attractions for the egg by altering the electrophoretic mobility of the plasma membrane. Function of glycoproteins, adhesions, hormones, enzymes. These three major functions. Case of glycoproteins serves to adhere cells to cells and cells to substrate. So this kind of adhesion purpose the glycoproteins which is used, and also it acts as hormones. There are many glycoproteins that functions as hormones such as human chorionic gonadotropins which is present in human pregnancy urines. Another example is erythropoietins which is regulates the erythrocytes productions. In case of enzymes, glycoproteins enzymes are of three types. These are all oxidoreductases, transferases and hydrolysis. Three types of enzymes which is available in the form of glycoproteins. Functions of glycoprotein again. Carriers act as a carriers. Glycoproteins can bind to certain molecules and serve as vehicles for transport. They can bind to vitamins, hormones, cations and other substances. Inhibitors. Many glycoproteins in blood plasma have shown antipyrolytic activities. For example, the glycoprotein A1 anti-chymotrypsins inhibits chymotrypsins. Immunological properties are the interaction of blood sugar substances with antibodies is determined by the glycoproteins on erythrocytes. Many immunoglobulins are actually glycoproteins. B and T cells contain surface glycoproteins that attract bacteria to these sites and bind them. In such manner, glycoproteins can direct phagocytosis because the HIV virus recognizes the receptor protein CD4. It binds to helper T cells which contains it. Cell membrane. The cell membrane is a fluid mosaic of lipids, proteins and carbohydrates all together made up of cell membrane. Membrane carbohydrates are usually branched oligosaccharides with fewer than 15 sugar units. Some of these oligosaccharides are covalently bonded to lipids, forming molecules called glycolipids. Most are covalently bonded to proteins, which are therefore called as glycoproteins. Plants produce pectin, a major component of cell wall. Pectin is a very important compound present in the cell wall. The oligosaccharides on the external side of the plasma membrane vary from species to species. The diversity of the molecules and their locations on the cell surface enable oligosaccharides to function as a markers that distinguish one cell from another. So in order to distinguish cell between each other, we can use this as a marker. The mosaic of cell membrane, which is shown in the picture, where the cell walls, which is made up of cholesterol, peripheral proteins, integral proteins, cytoplasm, etc. The cell surface again carbohydrate, which is made up of N-linked glycopeptides. Cell membrane matrix. The biological membrane is a collage of many different proteins embedded in fluid matrix of the lipid bilayer. The lipid bilayer is the main fabric of the membrane, and its structure creates a semi-permeable membrane. The hydrophobic core embeds the transport of hydrophilic structures such as ions and polar molecules, but enable hydrophobic molecules which can dissolve in the membrane cross it with ease. Protein layer of cell membrane. Protein determines most of the membrane's specific functions. The plasma membrane and the membranes of the various organelles each have unique collections of proteins. For example, to date more than 50 kinds of proteins have been found in the plasma membrane of red blood cells. Proteoglycans. Proteoglycans represent a special class of glycoproteins that are heavily glycosylated. They consist of core protein with one or more covalently attached glycosaminoglycan chains. These glycosaminoglycan, generally known as GAG, chains are long, linear carbohydrate polymers that are negatively charged under physiological conditions due to the occurrence of sulfate and uronic acid groups. Proteoglycans can be categorized depending upon the nature of their glycosaminoglycan chains, and may be chondroitin sulfate and chematin sulfate, heparin and heparin sulfate, keratin sulfate. These three kinds of classification of proteoglycans are very known. Proteoglycans can also be categorized further with size. Example of large proteoglycan is aggregan. Aggregan is the major proteoglycan in cartilage, present in many adult tissues including blood vessels and skins. The small leucines rich repeat proteoglycans includes decorins, biglycans, fibromodulins, and lumicans. Synthesis of proteoglycans. The protein component of proteoglycan is synthesized by ribosomes and translocated into the lumen of rough endoplasmic reticulum. Glycosylations of proteoglycan occurs in the Golgi apparatus in multiple enzymatic steps. First, a special link tetrasaccharide is attached to a serine side chain on the core protein to serve as a primer for polysaccharide growth. Then the sugar are added one at the time of glycosyl transferase. The completed proteoglycan is then exported in secretory vessels to the extracellular matrix of the cell. Structure of proteoglycans. The GAG extend perpendicular from the core protein in a bottle bus-like structure. The linkage of GAG such as heparin sulfates and chondroitin sulfates to the protein core involves specific trisaccharide linker. Sometimes the keratin sulfates are linked to the protein core N-asparginyl bond. The protein cores of proteoglycans are rich in SER and THR serine threonine residues, which allows multiple GAG attachment. So this is a glycoside which is linked with amino acid will produce proteoglycans. Functions of proteoglycans. Proteoglycans are a major compound of animal extracellular matrix, the filler substance existing between cells in an organism. In between organism cells, this is act as a filler. Individual function of proteoglycans can be attributed to either the protein core or the attached GAG chain. An extracellular matrix, they form large complex with other proteoglycans to hydrolynon and the fibrous matrix proteins such as collagens. They are also involved in binding cations such as sodium, potassium and calcium and water, and also regulating the movement of molecules through the matrix. So the movement of molecule which is this is regulating, they can affect the activity and stability of proteins and signaling molecules within the matrix. So these are all the very important functions doing via proteoglycans. Role of proteoglycans. GAG dependent function can be divided into two classes, the biophysical and biochemical class. In case of biophysical functions, depend on the unique properties of GAGs, the ability to fill the space, bind and organize water molecules and repel negatively charged molecules. Because of high viscosity and low compressibility, they are ideal for lubricating fluid in the joints. On the other hand, their rigidity provides structural integrity of the cells and allows the cell migration due to providing the passageway of between each cells. For example, large quantities of chondroitin sulfate and keratin sulfate found in aggregan play an important role in the hydration of cartilage. They give the cartilage its gel-like properties and resistant to deformation. Role of proteoglycans. The other more biochemical functions of GAG are mediated by specific binding of CAG to other macromolecules, mostly proteins. Proteoglycans participate in cell and tissue development and physiology. Hurler syndromes, disease related to the proteoglycans metabolisms where excessive accumulation of dermatin sulfate due to deficiency of specific enzymes may cause mental retardations, skeletal deformity and death in early childhood. So students, let us know, summarize what we have learned in this module A. We have studied monosaccharides, the simplest carbohydrates as classified as aldose or ketoses. The cyclic hemiacetals and hemiacetal forms of monosaccharides have either alpha or beta configuration at their anomeric carbon. That also we studied in details. Apart from that, monosaccharides derivatives include aldonic acids, uronic acids, deoxy sugars, amino sugars, alpha and beta glycosides. And disaccharides, simplest polysaccharides occurring as a hydrolysis product of large molecules. Example, lactose, sucrose, that and all we have studied in more details. Oligosaccharides play an important roles in determining protein structure and its cell surface recognitions phenomena. Oligosaccharides with 3 or more regular sugar residues are mostly found in plants. That also we studied. Apart from that, we have extensively studied in polysaccharides, consist of monosaccharide linked by glycosidic bonds. Cellulose and chitin are structural polysaccharides with beta-1,4 linkages that adopt rigid and extended structure. That also we studied in elaborately. Apart from that, we also studied storage polysaccharides such as glycogens consist of alpha glycosidically linkage glucose residues. Glycosid aminoglycans are unbranched polysaccharides containing uronic acids and amino sugars that are often sulfated. That we studied. Apart from that, we have studied something else like glycoconjugates and its function we have studied in details, especially proteoglycans, which is important role function also we studied in details. Apart from that, bacterial cell walls are made up of peptidoglycans, the network of polysaccharides and the polypeptide chains, that and all we studied more extensively. The glycosylated proteins may contain N-linked oligosaccharides attached to asparagines and O-linked oligosaccharides attached with serine and threonine. Both we studied in elaborately.